Hello everyone, my name is Abdullah Zaidi and today I am going to be presenting my individual research project, and the topic chosen is the rise of cybercrime. We're now going to watch a quick video about what cybercrime is.
Hacking for fun. Intrusion.
Introduction to cybercrime. Today, we need to realize that there are more than 3 billion people who are online and using the internet on a day-to-day basis, which is a little shy of half of the world's population. So, where does introduction towards the cybercrime begin? Well, believe it or not, cybercrime is actually reported about 46 years before the date of today. It is when somebody who is unauthorized access to computer programs or data, and their unauthorized access with the further criminal intent and unauthorized modification of computer material. Further, cybercrimes are committed when the illegal activities that are committed through the use of a computer and the internet. Exploring wide varieties of cybercrime. We will begin with the financial side. The financial side of the cybercrime actually exists in the United States for more than 45 years. Economic crime costs Americans over $500 billion annually, and there has been a significant increase in these figures over the past 30 years. Illegal articles. Another issue that also exists in the field is the online sale of illegal articles, which include the sales of narcotics, weapons, and wildlife, pirated software or music, and distribution of data on private persons and organizations, which is a huge problem on a day-to-day basis where things such as terror and personal information is leaked. Just last year, Ashley Medicine, which was an open website that was created for adults to have affairs outside of marriage or relationships, was hacked into and was informed that they will release all of the user's private information, from credit cards to God knows what, which had consequences such as people killing themselves and families being ruined. Online gambling is another issue for countries where gambling is illegal. The problem is the virtual casinos are based offshore, making them very difficult to control. Digital forgery is creation of a document which one knows is not genuine and yet projects the same as if it is genuine. Problem with this that arise are, for instance, passports and ID cards, which can be replicated into hands of individuals who are not allowed to cross a country or access places in which they are prohibited, for God knows what reason, which can create a lot of scenes, which might end up not being something of in favor of the company or the country. Another issue that we do face is people's personal information being stolen, which can relate to identity theft and personal information being leaked, which is another issue. The first figure that we're going to show in the statistics of cyber crime is going to be of the global information of the cybercrime that exists, which is not surprising, but we find out that America is the #1 country to be hit for cybercrime in the world. That being said, CNN reports that Pentagon actually trains workers to hack defense computers. Quote unquote, to beat a hacker, you need to be like one, reports one of the people working in the Pentagon defense system. The reason why the Pentagon does not take things such as hacking lightly is because they are very keen on keeping the country and the Defense Department to be in the best shape. Also, if anyone tries to hack the system, they are fully aware of it and can debug the whole system before it even happens. It is reported that almost 45,000 attacks were placed on Defense Department computers in the first half of 2009. The attacks cost Pentagon about $100 million. The second graph shows the wide variety of attacks that have taken place, which are humongous, of data loss in the past 10 years in the US alone, which shows just how much data these attackers can have once they pass through the security system of the company or the government. Of a country such as US, one might think that they are quite safe and have little to worry about, but just a closer look gives acknowledgement as to how vulnerable they really are towards their personal and private information. From the variety of information that is present in the figure, one can easily see how much information is leaked and how one can start to feel unsecure without being physically bothered about it. This next one might come a little bit of a surprise to you, but believe it or not, how we're moving towards smart cars and smart houses, we're putting ourselves in a lot of jeopardy as well with all of this new technology. Believe it or not, there were actually two vehicles that were hacked into, and the cars were Jeep and a Tesla. And what the hacker had done was he had gotten into the ECU of the vehicle, and they had full control of the steering wheel and the brake system and the throttle body system as well. Not only that, the hacker was fully aware of where the location of the individual was and where he wanted to take the individual. Last but not least, even smart homeowners need to get a reality check of the cyber crimes that exist, believe it or not. Smart home technology of knowing the things that people are now with the whole technology is a huge cause of issues. Rogers Smart Home Monitoring System informs. Like the constant security updates that happen on your computer, it is critical that connected electronic devices have the most current updates. More and more companies are spending money on their protection systems, and they are doing so by providing the users with updates for their vehicles and smart home technologies and personal devices. Prevention. Having employees, such as how Pentagon trains to defeat the hackers, average companies in the United States alone spend $15 million a year battling cybercrime. Source informs any company which has more than 1,000 employees goes through spending around 15 million United States dollars yearly. What do these employees save the company from? Almost all sort of attacks. 40% of attacks involving malicious code, malware, viruses, worms, Trojan, and botnet. 16% for denial of services, 14% of phishing and social engineering, 12% of web-based attacks, 10% for malicious insiders, and 7% stolen devices. Another thing which is very interesting is that even though companies spend $15 million American yearly, it is the same amount that they are yearly hit big companies of cyber crimes, which equals to 30 million US dollars yearly. People need to start realizing that if big companies are being hit with huge numbers of cyber crimes and their information is starting to leak out, they need to quickly come up with ways to protect themselves first. The only way this is possible is to make sure that when using your personal devices or the internet, you're very aware of all the websites and information you're leaving behind on a device. Things that are the easiest way for hackers to get information is by stolen devices. Make sure that your devices are always free of your private information. Unless you have to have that private information on your device, make sure that you have secured it with a code or some sort of protection. Also, do not trust websites with your personal information, even when they say they do not need to use it but like to verify it for age or whatnot. Most likely, these are the best ways to compromise bank and personal information. Attached is a great video that shows on the ways to prevent cybercrime from hacking. So please, if you are concerned, have a look at this video. In conclusion, the rise of the cybercrime is nothing to be taken lightly, as more and more people are trying to invade people's privacy by hacking major companies and even government databases. One's information is very easily compromised. You need to be fully aware of what's leaked and what are the ways to keep yourself protected. One needs to be fully aware of the fact that there are tons of ways of protecting your personal information, and most important being that keep constantly updating your devices. This helps keeping the new software system from not penetrative your personal information. Make sure you keep your personal information limited to devices and accessible area only, and do not open your information other places unless needed to do so. Keeping calm and following the company procedure when a breach has taken place or fraud right away so you could get the help needed. Thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed the presentation and you have been informed of some new delighted information that could potentially help you. Next page is the references, and I conclude with this. Thank you very much. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.